Behind the gates of Windsor Great Park, something huge is happening. Quietly, a 30-room palace, a disgraced prince, and a king determined to erase one of the darkest stains on his family's image. Tonight, we're diving into the secret plan to remove Prince Andrew from Royal Lodge, and why this mansion may be quietly reserved for Prince George, or one of his siblings. Hello dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel. Here, we don't just skim royal headlines. We pull back the velvet curtain and look at what's really going on behind palace walls. If you enjoy deep, structured breakdowns like this one, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss our next royal deep dive. Because today's story, it isn't just about a house. It's about power, image, legacy, and a king rewriting the future of the monarchy one property at a time. The house at the center of it all, Royal Lodge. Royal Lodge is not some random country pile. It's one of the Crown Estate's crown jewels, hidden away in the peaceful, manicured expanse of Windsor Great Park. This Grade 2 listed mansion has around 30 rooms, a rich royal history, deep emotional ties to the late Queen Mother, and, for the past 20 years, it's been home to Prince Andrew. The same Prince Andrew whose name is now tightly bound to scandal, disgrace, and public outrage. For years, Royal Lodge has existed in an uncomfortable limbo, a grand historic symbol, overshadowed by one very damaged reputation. King Charles has decided that limbo ends now. The eviction timeline no more, maybe one day, according to an official statement from Buckingham Palace. The process to remove Andrew from Royal Lodge is no longer just gossip. It's happening. There is now a formal, structured plan in place, a real date, a clear deadline. Prince Andrew is expected to vacate Royal Lodge in early 2026. That gives the Crown Estate roughly 2 years to clear the property, decide its future, and most importantly, wipe away the stain of scandal attached to it. This isn't a gentle nudge. It's a firm countdown. King Charles' quiet mission, cleanse and reset. Charles is not just thinking about bricks and mortar, he's thinking about symbolism. Right now, Royal Lodge equals one thing in the public mind: Prince Andrew's fall from grace. Allegations, interviews, international humiliation. For a king trying to present a modern, responsible monarchy, that association is toxic. So what does he do? He doesn't just evict the problem, he repurposes the asset. Royal Lodge must be reborn, not as a haunted reminder of scandal, but as a glowing emblem of the future, and that future has 3 very familiar names: George, Charlotte, Louis. The neighbors move in. William and Catherine's strategic shift. Here's where it gets interesting. Recently, the Prince and Princess of Wales quietly moved into a nearby property within Windsor Great Park, a more modest residence next door to Royal Lodge. Why does that matter? Because it consolidates the future of the monarchy in one carefully controlled zone. Windsor Castle as the working hub, William and Catherine next door, and Royal Lodge just waiting to be reassigned. This is not random. This is strategic. With the Wales family anchored in Windsor, Royal Lodge becomes a prime candidate to be folded into their long-term plans, either for them, or more likely, for their children. What happens to Royal Lodge next? Property expert Robin Edwards, speaking to GB News, laid out the reality. Now that Andrew's days at Royal Lodge are officially numbered, the Crown has a big decision. What do you do with one of the most prestigious, high-profile homes in the entire royal portfolio? According to Edwards, there are 2 main serious options, both of them keeping the house firmly under royal control. Option 1, a new senior royal resident. First option is straightforward. Give Royal Lodge to another senior working royal. That could mean a prince or princess who needs a substantial base near Windsor, someone heavily involved in international duties, or a key figure who must be physically close to the king and queen. This option keeps the property private, protected, and clearly tied to royal work. It also sends a clear message: Royal Lodge is for service, not scandal. Option 2, the ultimate royal guest house. The second option is grander, and arguably even more powerful in terms of optics. Royal Lodge could be turned into a dedicated state guest residence, used to house visiting heads of state, Commonwealth leaders, foreign royals, high-profile diplomatic guests. Imagine it: motorcades sweeping through Windsor Great Park, world leaders staying in the former home of the Queen Mother, the mansion reborn as a symbol of global diplomacy. That image alone would go a long way toward burying its association with Andrew's disgrace. Why just renting it out isn't going to happen now? You might think, why not lease it out for millions? Open it as a luxury retreat. Technically, possible. Realistically, almost impossible. Here's why. Security. You can't just have unknown private tenants inside Windsor Great Park. The security risk would be enormous. Heritage. Royal Lodge is listed Changing it for commercial use would involve complex regulations and constant public scrutiny. Optics. Imagine the headlines if the Crown rented out Andrew's old house to a billionaire or turned it into a luxury rental. It would look cheap, crass, and disrespectful to royal history. So while the commercial option might sound lucrative on paper, in royal terms, it's a non-starter. Which brings us back to the most likely long-term plan, reserved for the next generation, George, Charlotte, or Louis. This is where speculation becomes compelling. Edwards and many royal watchers now believe Royal Lodge is being mentally tagged for the next generation of senior royals, specifically the children of William and Catherine, Prince George XII, the future King Princess Charlotte X, Prince Louis VII, as they grow, train, and eventually step into working royal roles. They will need serious,